All right, everybody, here we go. Turn number 9. I've been playing with my audio settings a lot. I'll try to get them actually zeroed in by the time I do another Let's Play, but for right now, here's what I sound like today. This game's actually moving really fast. We've been getting almost 2 turns a day, which is incredible considering how many people there are. However, I do have some tragic news to impart, I believe. Anyway, let's see. Here's our Homestuck message. We can ignore that. We cast some astral projections, no messages about our mages instantly dying, so hopefully that's alright. Someone found a magic site. We'll go check out what that is in a minute. We failed again to infiltrate Shinuyama. Might just give up on that due to some news. Specifically, the Shinuyama player has... Well, he's been playing a lot of Dominions lately, and he was one of the beta testers, and he kind of needs a break. And also, as we saw, his expansion hasn't been going very well. I'll talk a little bit more about his situation, what that means for us in a second. Let's watch our battles. We had a whole bunch of battles this turn. Alright. Oh, this isn't going to go well. No, that did not go well at all. Well, at least we can stop paying upkeep on those mercenaries now. Goodbye, barbarians. If I had known there was a river there, I wouldn't have hired you in that province. Alright, on to the next one. Hopefully this one goes better. Right, there are some archers, and holy shit, this wizard is good at his job. How did he make, he made a lot of skeletons that first turn. Hang on, let me watch that again. He shouldn't be able to cast... Does he have a death gem? He does. Wow. That's unfortunate. Alright, so the NPCs don't need to research their spells, or the independence, to use the terminology for the game we're actually playing. As a result, he can cast the enchantment 5, I think, spell, Raise Dead, which also usually requires Death 2 to cast, so I wasn't worried about it, but he had a Death Gem, which, by spending a gem, you can cast a spell that's one path higher than you would normally be able to. So now, instead of him making 1 skeleton a turn, he made about 10 on the first turn, and they were able to bog down our cavalry, and then our cavalry failed to be brave or be capable of stabbing some archers and died. We're not making any more of those guys. Alright, third battle. Third one's the charm. Here we go. Alright, this looks pretty doable. If we lose, I'll be upset. Nice. Alright, so 1 out of 3. Alright, let's find out if there's some follow-up on this plague. Oh boy. Yeah, that's some follow-up on the plague. So our capital is most of our income. Tax minus 80% means we didn't get 80% of our money. Or 80% of the money from our cap, which is probably only about half, 2/3, 3/4 of our income now. That's very bad. 310 people died. That's not so bad. There's like 30,000 people in our capital province, so we'll be alright on that front, but this is no good, and it means that this event chain is going to keep happening, possibly. And there are many other interesting bad things that can happen as it goes on, so we might recruit a couple apothecaries just in case. There was a battle, these were all our battles. That's how that's going. Something happened in Mouth of the River Leng. Oh, cool. The land has been trapped in perpetual winter. Let's go figure out what's up with that in a second. And an unexpected event has happened in Ensorcelled Swamp. We found some magical poop and harvested it, so now we have 6 more nature gems. Thank goodness. for that magical poop. Oh, this guy's, like, losing steam on his gimmick. If I was close to him, I would try to rush and kill him. Alright, so, the news. In order. Let's talk about Shinyama first. Well, let's... Alright, what did we find up here? We found a mud field. Hey, that's one Earth Gem a turn. And some frozen lands, which look like they're spreading cold, which means that this river will be frozen, which is nice at least. It also is kind of canceling out our heat, which is interesting. It might end up being a net good. It depends how much cold it spreads and for how long. And I talked to Monkey. I don't know if he'll respond to my role-playing message next turn, but I can't get resources from this underwater province anyway, and he's promised not to fort or temple it, so I think we'll probably let him keep that. Anyway, we'll see what he says back to me next turn, because it took a whole turn for my message to get there, whereas talking to him in real life happens much more quickly. Okay, so because we didn't get any income, basically, from our capital this turn, we probably still don't have enough money to build a lab up here. So, let's see. Well, we can save some money here. Okay, we can probably still build a lab. We're not going to grab another Celestial Master this turn. We should remember to rename the Celestial Master we got. Celestial, not Celestial. Celestial Master we got. And, I'll have to come up with a good name for him. I don't know if he got any cool randoms. Water 2 is his highest path? We'll see. Anyway, these guys can go back to researching. Let's see what the results of their scrying are. Oh, well, Relia took this province over here. Monkey's taking a lot of land provinces. I gotta get rolling so that I can dispute some of them. And yes, this is Vanheim's capital. So, we know where Vanheim is. The next question becomes, what kind of strategy are they running? So we see skin shifters, dwarven smiths. We don't see any vans or vanjarls. So they may be running a scales build. Let's see. I see the only scale I can see is cold. That might just be because scrying doesn't tell you. Yeah, scrying doesn't tell you what their dominion is. So, Scales Vanheim. Their income is 380, so their scales are not quite as good as mine, but are still pretty decent. Scales Vanheim, they may also have a minor bless or a bless, but that might not be the primary thing they're going for. Scales Vanheim is still incredibly dangerous. Their non-sacred units are very good, and their wizards are very good. So, we're going to have a fight on our hand for the fate of this planet. It is going to be us versus Monkey's trickery, if any trickery is coming, which we can kind of assume there may be, and us versus Vanheim. I don't know how good Vanheim's player is. I'm not sure I've ever been in a game with them before, but I know I've seen them around. So it's a mystery. We'll find out. Speaking of players, Shinyama's player is good. His bless is even actually good. I talked to him and he explained that he does have Undying, which you need because, let's see, statistics, Pretenders of the World. Where is he? He's safely invested in Circo. And if you'll see, he's gone AI this turn. What that means is that he's no longer playing. A relatively simple robot will do its best to play from his position. He felt that he didn't want to play anymore and that his position was bad enough that it wasn't worth getting a player to replace him, which is fair. I think his god died and his expansions failed, and he would be way behind. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm doing all right. It would be much farther behind. So these guys are his best wizard, and they start off incredibly old. If you check, they are 84 years old out of 46. That means if you take the Unaging Bless, they will not be incredibly old. Now, being old does give you diseases, like I said on a previous turn. It also modifies some of your other stats. So if we click on some of these, like attack skill, old age -4, defense skill, old age -4, precision, old age -2. Perhaps more importantly for a wizard, although precision is important for a wizard. Map move, basic map move 16, old age -6. It costs about like 6 to cross a province. If you're walking on a road, it can cost a minimum of 4. Otherwise, it's 6 to cross a plain, 10 to cross a forest or waste, 12 for a swamp, 12 for a cave, 14 for a swamp, 16 for a mountain. Snow adds 2, which is one of the reasons I took heat, is that I'm going to be marching a lot of guys around, and they're going to suffer in the snow and move very slowly. But this wizard is very slow. He would be pretty fast, in fact, quite fast, if it wasn't for this old age -6. But because of it, he's very slow, and this is important too. Basic encumbrance 2, old age +4 means that he gets an extra 8 fatigue. He'd only get, I think, 3 without old age, but he gets 8 because I guess those should probably be 4 apart, so we probably get 4 somehow. Oh, your basic encumbrance is doubled unless you have combat caster, right? Okay, so he gets a bunch more fatigue per spell, so he can't use spells as effectively. And eventually, in mid game, or like year 2 and a bit maybe, he would be able to spam magma eruptions using his earth and fire paths, and those would kill a lot of units in a large area, and his reanimating bless would kick in and turn all of them into zombies, which would be awesome for slowing down the advance of an army that you were trying to land more magma eruptions on. So it would be a good bless. The morale component is very useful for the low morale goblins, but he either overextended, got sloppy, or just had bad luck, probably kind of like what has been happening to us, and as a result he wasn't able to do that. Anyway, this expansion at least went well. We lost almost nothing, took this province, so I think we're going to send these guys over here. They should be able to finally take out that wily shaman, and then they can move down this way and up this way. Or are these rivers frozen this turn? These rivers are frozen this turn, so I could expand more quickly towards some of these good objectives. Alright, let's think about that. What do we have over here? Not enough. That is not an army. What do we have up here? Still also not really enough. This is also not an army. So, our options are send these guys down here, then go this way, then this way. But then we've closed off the last expansion route out of our capital. This province is worth a lot of resources. I would like to own it by now, but going this way is more path efficient, and it means we can do some shenanigans. We're gonna send this commander. Can he get down here in one turn? No? Is it because it's cold? Yeah, I guess this terrain turning white indicates there's snow. So if it was warm, like it's supposed to be, this commander could walk from here down to here, but instead he could only get this far. And the same is true for moving in the opposite direction. So I can't combine these two half armies into one more of an army, or at least not in a single turn. Alright, if we wait one more turn, we'll definitely win with that expand, so I'm not going to do it this turn. We need these resources more. And to at least have taken our cap circle in case Monkey is eyeing us up for invasion. Oh, we have... Okay. Can you get down here? We don't need another commander from here this turn. We've got a commander surplus for a second. Alright, you can wait here. No. You come back here. Bring this useless horseman. You leave these troops here. Come down here to pick up these survivors. Make sure to put some province defense here. Build a fort. No. Sorry. Wait, what? Lab. Build a lab. You should hang out here for a few turns. We should get one more of you if we can. Gold is getting pretty tight. How are we doing down here? Not recruiting a wizard at all. That's really bad. Alright. I said an apothecary. Wait, that's a good idea. We should get one apothecary. We're going to start sending this guy around to site search. And we'll send this guy with him. That doesn't have, does that have a lot of overlap? It has air overlap, and it has earth overlap, and it has nature overlap. Okay, that's a fair bit of overlap. Do we have enough enough movement routes that we can send them in different directions? Assuming we take this province, which we will, yes. So, Sect Elder Flame Harvest can go up this way, and let's see. What are their random paths like? Did he get something notable? 1, 2, 1, 1, 1 rando. 1, 2, 1, 1. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay. We'll call him Waterseed. Sect Elder Waterseed. Alright, and he's coming down this way, and he's going up that way, and these guys, we could scry more to try to see blesses. This guy might lose his brain because we scried on a... But Monkey's probably not expanding with mages, so it ought to be okay for the one more turn that's going to last. We could try scrying more to see more stuff, but we really need to get our research going, so you guys keep researching. We're making an apothecary this turn, so we still have a healer, a disease healer in our cap. They're going that way, they're going that way. These guys are going down here. And gonna mess with the scripting here. We're gonna just let him decide what to cast after the first 2 Sermons of Courage, because it's very possible... Oh, these guys are set to fire. That would explain some things. They should hold an attack closest. And if we can put these back further, we should. Alright, that should work out alright. If there are zombies as a problem again, then after the first 2 casts of Sermon of Courage, he'll start banishing them, and our banishment should be extremely effective because of the extra spell penetration and range, and also because the Soulless are super low magic resistance to begin with, and they're in magic domain, which makes it even worse. Alright, that's all the reasons this should win. As we have seen, fate has often been cruel to us, so hopefully it will actually win. Alright, now we have, let's see, I spent some on a province defense somewhere this turn. I think it was here. No, here. we're gonna only put like 3 province defense here for right now. And we can walk this guy right down there and he'll start to fix that for us immediately. Even though it's better to use him on the expensive stuff. Well, here, you wait here. 3 should be alright. And then we've got 151 gold, so let's see, we have 8 footmen and 8 archers. Twice as many archers is good. Let's get, and we'll get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a couple more. I guess these are the more expensive ones. How much better are they? Just 1 point of defense and a point of morale. 1 point of protection. I think their helmet is better. Is that what it is? No, they have a 10, 18, 9, 18. Okay. Can I get 3 of these? No? Then yes, we will get 2 of the slightly fancier ones. Don't tell anyone. Alright. And then we have 47 left for here. We have this many troops here. We could add them to this force. Is that a good idea? Yeah, let's make this an actual good army. We're going to put these guys on this commander. We're going to send this commander this way as well. And that will delay our next expansion force from here, but our money problems would delay that next expansion force anyway. So it'll be alright. We're not going to make 15 provinces by the end of year 1, but also our nearest threat has gone AI. Our greatest threat is at least pretending to be friendly, and our furthest threat is incredibly scary, but still distant. So we're still in this to win this. It's just that we're pretty far from our dreams at the present moment. I don't know what to do with this commander. Wait, why is this guy marching down here? He should be waiting. This guy, we have a spare commander coming in here. We have a guy picking up these guys. This guy, our next expansion party. Alright, he's just gonna sit here for this turn. He's going to he's going to waste his time. I'm going to select the Blood Hunt command. We're not actually going to try very hard to break into blood, but I didn't have anything better for this guy to do this turn. So he's going to Blood Hunt real quick. That will mean that he's going around this province looking for virgins of pure bloodline that could be used to power spells. He won't find any because he's not a blood mage, and he might get beaten up by local villagers, but I'm going to give him, well, I guess I've said in my messages that blood magic is a perversion of the Tao. Am I a hypocrite who is still going to seek to use blood magic or not? Let's well, we'll see. You can just patrol here. That'll waste your time sufficiently for this turn. Are there more mercenaries? There are. There's slingers. We're not hiring slingers. We can make short bows. Alright. Yeah. We're going to send him up here, actually. There might be something good for him to do next turn. And we are getting a second eunuch, I believe. Building these. Yeah. Okay. That is turn, I believe, 9 of My Path to Ascension Begins Here, a Dominions 5 Let's Play of MATNG. It's been a bit of a rough start. I've never played this nation before. I asked a couple players for advice before I started playing, but there's definitely a learning curve for each nation for figuring out what critical mass for expanding is. Let's make sure these guys, yeah, they don't want to be out in front. Let's put them back. We'll move you forward 1 tile. And these guys can be also just fire. And that should definitely win, and then we'll have a large army here, and it can start sweeping around through here and here, and then up this way, or over this way to try to secure this throne. I don't know what Monkey's doing. We'll see. All right. Yeah, it's early winter. We're way behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if we count this one, that's only 7. We're at like a little more than half of where we should be. Hopefully we'll catch up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and on to the next turn.